Hello, sorry about that, and sorry VODs for the abrupt end to the previous part 2 of the VODs. Sorry, don't know what the fuck happened. My just computer decided to black screen. I don't know, just stop showing anything. But we are back. Same day. Your voice is barely a whisper. Before he can say anything else, he gives your cheek a quick kiss and pulls away. Good night, Snow. A little too quickly, he turns on his heels and goes back down the hall to the elevator. For a few moments, you skull your breathing in a desolate hall. You enter your room, ready to wind down for the day. Still hazy, you replay the events of the day. The black and white photo of you and him, stares back at you. His smile and teeth, all thanks to the strange request for a businesswoman you don't know. Intrigued by Chow and you enjoy his company, there's a deep fondness when he appears in your thoughts. Caught on the crossroads of desire between the undertaker and the curator. Those who dedicate themselves to preserving what once was life. You really know who he is. Ooh. Stage 3. Oh, the creepy music is back. Lovely. I love the creepy music. You don't know him yet. Sorry. Enigmatic and potent. Quiet poison in the veins. You like him. His kind smile and rosy cheeks. How you feel a sense of accomplishment every time he laughs, a little louder than usual. But you also notice the way he looks at you. Vividly and cruelly. There's something buried inside, a festering within him that you've yet to unearth. And isn't that what brought you to him and him to you? To preserve something, you must first understand it. You recall what you know so far. There are several things you've noticed since you started paying more attention. The first circumstances of Jane Avery's death, her broken relationship with Owen, and how Chow plays into all of this. You don't forget the last time the two men met each other. Then his job and personal interests. There's a door in his house that you have to ask the right question to see. After that, then there's what Sarah said. And his photo album. You stop to take a deep breath. Even with the inevitable danger, you don't remember the last time you felt this alive. There we go. The next day, you sat on the couch and hovering hands over a text to Owen. If anyone knows anything about Chow or Jane, it's most likely him. Hey Owen, how are you? You get up and get ready for the day. The week is a little busy for you, but you can't wait any longer to find out more. Buttoning your shirt, you check your phone again. Good. Need anything, Snow? At least he's perceptive, you think. Sorry to bother you. I want to ask you some things. Are you free today? About Chow and Jane. If you're uncomfortable, you don't have to. Before he can say anything else, he immediately sends a response. No, I'm down. After lunchtime today? Yeah, is my office okay? I'll be there around 1. Thanks, see you. You choose your office not only because of your schedule. You don't want him or anyone getting the wrong idea that this is more than an inquiry. Despite your curiosities, you're still seeing Chow after all. You care a lot. That's why you're trying to understand him. It doesn't take long before you're ready to go. You leave your apartment as usual, now with a silent wish that everything will be alright. You arrive at Heaven Shade Funeral Home. It's still early, but the city beyond the lobby windows is already up and about. The next few hours go by smoothly, with you mentioning a family to discuss their cremation service plans. Thank you for your help. We'll be back later. Absolutely, I will be here until the afternoon. After your clients leave, you eat your lunch alone, resting before the rest of the day. Brisk knocks hit your office door. Come in. Owen's sturdy frame appears. His brows are slightly furrowed in a way that suggests it might be subconscious. Hey. Hi, sorry you had to come in here. I'm really busy today. It's cool, I needed to get out of the way. Needed to get out anyway. Despite the casual way he usually brings himself, there's a tension in his shoulders. Please sit down. He obliges. Would you like anything to drink? No thanks. So I'm not your client anymore. There's no need to be so stiff. His tone has no malice in it, only genuine encouragement. In a way he knows best. For this first time since he entered the room, his face eases into something more similar to his usual expression. You too release a breath you didn't know you've been holding. Sorry, you're right. It's just breathe. I've been seeing Chow lately, but I think there are some weird things I noticed about him. Owen's eyes twitched. You're sure of it, but he's trying to school his expression for you to continue. You do. Can you tell me why you got angry at him back then? His unfazed expression suggests that the question was expected. He folds his arms across his chest and lets out a heavy sigh, because I think he's the person that's been stalking me. I don't know. What? It wasn't long after a reunion. Felt like someone was fucking staring at me whenever I go outside. I think I told you something like that. This one night, I was so creeped out I started running. No idea where to, eventually circled back near my apartment. Some hooded guy stood there. Long story short, I called out. Tried running, so I grabbed him. Your face must have reacted, because his posture shifts a little defensively. Yeah, I was stupid. I was in a bad place. Then his hood fell off. It's your guy, alright. Should have seen his eyes, Snow. Do you really not notice anything? You do, alright. You notice. Your heartbeat quickens. Just wondering. What if it's a coincidence that he's there? I'm not doubting you, it's just hypothetical. You fear Owen would react badly, but all he shrugs, remaining unaffected. That's exactly why he didn't press charges or didn't tell anyone, even you. He was loitering, ran away, and the way he looked at me was fucking creepy. I trust my gut more than anything, but if you can't present gut as core, gut as core evidence. True. What did I jump about Jane? Can you tell me more about her if you can? If you want to. You realize that this is more probably breaching a lot of etiquette codes, but you remind yourself you're talking to Owen as a friend in this moment. Even if the funeral home walls are the ones housing the conversation, getting to it. Not long after I started feeling washed, my mom reached out to me again, asking to see me, saying stuff like that. I know you've been unwell, creepy shit. He starts to look more agitated, but is still willing to talk. I don't talk to my mom anymore, not since I graduated college. We never understood each other. She wants me to be her mini-me, and I guess I was also a stupid kid. Too late for that, though. The silence stretches for a moment. A blank space on the wall bears the weight of his absent look. What do you know about your guy and my mom? You recall the information you found online and the album in his house. I think they're personal business partners, aside from being the Colvin's business partners. Yeah, it turns out they know each other beyond Colvin relations. Now Owen looks even more visibly distressed. He runs a finger through his hair. You're not recording this, right? What? No. Good. Tell me everything you know first. Sure. You tell him about all about how you started seeing Chow, what you found online, Sarah's story, the albums, and the other strange encounters. You don't tell him about the kiss. That memory is only for you and Chow. Owen's leg starts bouncing, head slowly bowed in thought. So, what do you want to say? Dark, grave eyes look up, so much like his mother. Patiently, you wait until Owen gathers the strength to speak again. A deep sigh resounds from him. This is insane. Should I be telling you this? What does your gut say? He smiles faintly. Tells me that if anyone in the world needs to know right now, it's you. My mom wasn't a clean businesswoman. She's in a lot of shady stuff. It's one of the reasons I left home. What do you mean by shady? Black market, hired guns, spies, and whatever makes her get what she wants. After your story, I am damn sure he's one of them. Don't speak ill of the dead. It's one of the things you've heard spoken many times in the funeral home, usually in a reprimand about a family member to another. Nevertheless, death has always opened the gates of retrospection down to a path where grudges and whispers are unearthed together. To be the one holding the shovel, however, sends a cold down your spine. He's a hitman? Who knows? She hires a lot of different people for different reasons. You think he's a gun guy or a fist guy? A sardonic scoff escapes his lip, and you stare at the desk in thought. You can imagine Chow doing such crude work. He seems the type to move quietly, calculating and sharp, like something in his veins. How do you know all this? He rolls his right shoulder, weighing on whether to indulge your question. Let's just say, kids aren't as clueless as their parents think. When you barely spend time with your children, and strange people keep appearing, they try to find things out sooner or later. You nod in understanding. Silence descends upon the room. Your mind is jumbled. Try and make sense of everything you know. You're into deep shit, Snow. Just how close are you with Chow? Close enough for it to hurt. There has always been a gaping maw in your heart, silent and never present. Its presence has gone mostly unnoticed for your life until the day you met Chow. You like him, you love him. Maybe you need to keep chasing it close. Sharp knocks hit your door. That's my cue. He stands up and you do the same. Look of concern is easy to spot on his face, as rare as it is. Be careful, Snow. If you remember anything else about my mom, or if you have a plan, tell me. Thanks, Owen. As you walk behind him, you notice a little bit of red skin peeking under his sleeves, slightly more rolled up than usual. You don't remember it being there when you were in high school, but it reminded you of Jane and the pink spots on her face. What's that on your arm? Huh? Oh, I had hives a few days ago. It's still a little red. uh, Showing a spot that indeed looks similar to allergic reactions. Oh, didn't you watch me play back then? I wore jerseys, it would have been obvious I had one on my arm. His tone turns slightly teasing. He can't help but smile too. Yeah, you're right. Jane had one, so I guess I thought you did too. What? Did she have a birthmark on her face from here to here? You just make a sweeping gesture across your cheek. Owen's brows furrowing incredulously. What are you talking about? She doesn't have a birthmark. What? Oh no. Was it a hit on her? It wasn't cardiac arrest? Did Chow kill her? So that way we could meet? Was my intuition correct about the second letter being written by him? It's been 2 days. Work has been busy, but even then, it's not enough to completely take your mind off of Chow. Just showered and are currently opening your laptop on the kitchen island. Think. Try to remember anything else you can find. On the laptop browser. I get a message. A notification. Why do I hear a psst? I don't know. Nope. Nothing. I don't know. I don't know what that was. Anyway. On the laptop browser, you looked for your saved links. Just maybe must have still been there. There are plenty of them. And other related research you found from other people. You pick one of Chow's research reports. Isolation and functional analysis of cardiac glycosides in Lilium cupiditas. Despite not understanding a lot of the terminology, you try your best to skim for anything of interest. There are supplemental images helping give visual context, yet it doesn't take long before your mind wanders. If you remember anything about my mom, the image her on your metal bed, the woman of below average height and a thin build, Owen must have gone aside from his father. Pale skin, aged, but visibly taken care of through beauty treatments. Her hair was dark and long, with streaks of gray. You continued to think while skimming through the document. Hart's Undertaker. Scientific name Lilium cupiditas is a highly toxic plant classified in the C-section scar across her lower abdomen. Injection marks from the hospital's IV fluid and blood draws. What else? Used as a natural preservative in agents and embalming practices during the 6th century. A strong nose, something Owen inherited. But most were her eyes, angry and defiant in passing. Even when it shut, her brows rested in a disapproving furrow. Sustained exposure to refined roots has been shown to induce disturbances in to cardiac electrical signaling pathways. Sorry. He fucking killed her. You remember wondering what she would have sounded like. Perhaps something unsaid dissolved into the dark with her. Her brows, eyes, nose, and... oh. We get to see her face finally. Her face. A cell binding enzyme in the heart's Undertaker's toxin could cause post-mortem discolorization akin to birthmarks or rashes. As the body decays, this discoloration will darken and spread, eventually breaking down affected skin cells as well. Your breath hitches in your throat. Ding. You glance at the notification in your lock screen. Dinner tomorrow? Something in your stomach lurches. You don't know how long you've been rooted in place, staring at the space between the two screens. Your mind is a disorder of fear and shock, but that is a given. What shames you is the fact that beneath all that, you still want to know more. There is a horrible plug begging you to proceed and let go of the reins. There are several ways to go about this, and none of them are easy. You should have backed down when you had the chance. He wouldn't, right? Wow. Wow. Just wow. Oh, what the fuck, man? Every second spent thinking about it makes your heart scream even more because you know him. You know he would. Pick your poison. Fuck. I gotta check Jane's body with Owen. That's what I want. You contact Owen and ask for both his help and consent to dig up Jane's body. Wait, are we doing this illegally? A detestable and drastic measure, but the safest at the moment. Safe. Assuming your biggest threat is Chow finding out you've been sleuthering. A man you've come to lean on. And one you've yet to understand completely. You saw the determination and conflict in Owen. Something tells you he'll agree. Even if either of you know want won't know what to do afterwards. In silence, you can only hope that everything goes according to plan. What devastating and irreversible consequences this might entail is for you to find out. Is this your poison of choice? Fuck you for giving me this choice. God. I can save him and everything. Your fingers struggle to answer Chow's text. You type and retype it over and over again. If Chow sees it on his side, he doesn't interrupt. How about lunch? Hands still shaking imperceptibly. You switch to Owen's chat room. Owen, do you have access to your family's graveyard? Ooh, skeleton negation. Agitation has been brewing in your blood all day. It's an erratic swing between fight or flight. Whatever you think of what you'll be doing tonight. And every time Chow appears in your mind, Snow? Snow? What? Shit, you didn't mean to raise your voice. You've been zoning out a lot today. Is everything okay? Yeah. Are you sure? Because, yes, Chow. Please. We know who you fucking are. We know who you fucking are. You are as fucking innocent or sweet as you appear to fucking be, you bastard. Again, you regret your tone as Chow's face falls further. The quick lunch went by, and now he's dropping you off in front of the funeral home. You're overwhelmed, and you can't hide your distress in your voice. It makes you feel guilty. Well, just tell me if you need anything, and I have something for you. He opens his bag and hands you a phone charm. It's frankly bad timing for gift giving, but you take it anyway. Made it myself. It's really nice, thank you. The charm is simple and it suits your daily style. Chow clearly put great care into it. You pocket it, and a few beats pass. Well, can you please put it on your phone? I want to see what it looks like. I'm imagining punching him. His eyes are almost pleading, evoking even more guilt of how confused he must have been at your behavior today, even knowing, guessing what he did. You don't want to upset him. Wordlessly, you take out your phone and take a few seconds to attach the charm to it. Thanks again. You're welcome. I hope you keep it on for a while. Oh, does it have something to do with poison? I hope not. He knows, and like he's just doing that to like stop us from knowing nightfall. In your apartment parking lot, the air is still and cold. It's thin, but the stars in the sky appear when you look up. Throughout the day, a haze has enveloped your thoughts, in which the only clear outline is the silhouette of her corpse, out of reach. Going to dig up Jane Avery's body tonight. Owen opens the trunk of his car, a black sedan that fits him like a steed. Ready? Yeah. Your grip tightens in the innocuous shopping bag. Inside is all the equipment you can procure to help. You put it in the trunk and slip into the passenger seat. A bang resounds as Owen shuts the cover. He gets up, he gets in the driver's seat and puts his hand on the steering wheel, but doesn't step on the gas. You okay? I am. He takes a deep breath and the car drives off into the streets. The clock hasn't reached its peak in the night, and the city still has life in it. Cars pass by in quick succession. There's a group of women on the sidewalk, dressed in shimmer and laughing. Minutes pass, and the buildings get scarcer. As you approach the outskirts of the city, trees start to fill the gaps. And the night sky is brighter ahead. The journey is mostly filled with silence, but you try to voice something, anything. What are we gonna do after this? A vexing question, posed by someone who thought of the plan in the first place, but he agreed to the madness as well. Way too fast for you to expect. In the space, you can hear the leather of the steering wheel squeaking under his grip. Like I said, see when it happens. After half an hour, you reach somewhere on the edge of the city. You know this place, as it was written on the funeral plans back then. Jane Avery's, and now Owen's Valley Graveyard. He has the key to the gates. Lampposts are scarce, and a swath of night sky shows itself between trees and buildings. Wordlessly, both of you exit the parked vehicle and grab the equipment out. You're wearing pants with deep pockets. The left has your phone and surgical gloves, and the right has sample size makeup remover items. Damn. A side door in the property leads to a small field of headstones. It doesn't take long to know it's Jane's. The only one that looks like it had been touched in years. You and Owen look at each other. In severity of his features, conflict and determination fight for a chance. He squats and touches the soil in front of Jane's gravestone, muttering something you can't hear. Soon he grabs a shovel and you follow suit. The metal breaks the soil, not even old enough to have grown plentiful grass and flowers. After a few minutes, you're starting to feel it in your muscles. Owen does fine, but his eventual movements slow down as well. In and out, numbing sensation eventually takes over both of you, having to take breaks in between. The sky grew inkier. You feel like the night itself is watching. A bird on the fence, a distant sound of the engine, a seemingly empty tree line. At one point, Owen notices you stealing glances in that direction. Stop that. Huh? There's nothing there. Focus. To think that I forget his name. Chow is just watching us dig up her grave to investigate what we know. Despite his words, his voice lacks the usual bite. When he thinks you're not looking, he glances at the trees too. A good distance from the city, the stars are more visible than ever. You look up at them whenever you catch your breath. The digging goes on for what feels like an eternity. It mostly fills with silence. Neither you nor Owen feels like speaking. You don't count the hours, the adrenaline, or the sweat. When you shovel, silently thuds under the ground. Suddenly, you thank the fact that the coffin wasn't buried deeper. Owen shakes his head in disbelief, just like you. He's sweating profusely in the cold, his gloves and boots covered in soil. Finally, damn. Look below. Unlike the glass coffin, prepped with flowers and luxury, this one is a regular wooden coffin, covered in dirt, about to be broken into. You're silently uttered a thousand apologies, hoping that this wouldn't be in vain, hoping that curiosity won't kill you. You dug a little more around the head of the coffin, so you have somewhere to stand. Placing the shovel on the ground, you take 2 grow bars and pass one to Owen. Ready? He nods. The unevenly dug ground makes it possible for you to go lower. He positions your crowbar on one side of the coffin lid. Owen does the same. Then you push. This lay into the night, and after all the digging, you feel every muscle in your arm strain. A loud creak signals you to keep going. This is gonna hurt. A loud bang echoes through the yard. The coffin's lid is still whole, but parts of it crack from the pressure. Holding your breath, you and Owen look at each other again. He steps out of the hole, half climbing back up to give you space. You pass him the crowbar, readjusting your stance. You partially push aside the lid. The woman lies in its slump, as if in slumber. You've always had a passing morbid curiosity about how your work would look after weeks or months. Her body has obviously started decaying since you last saw her, but she still looks clear. Jane Avery, severe and drawn in ink. Guilt takes its first bite deep into your heart. Of her, of Chow, of everything. But you have to know. In hindsight, you obviously backed out when you had the chance, but you couldn't. There's someone you would understand. The man who pushed you into this hole. And the one who will chase you to the ends of the earth. He would understand. Snow? Huh? You good? Yeah, sorry, Deep breaths. You remove the soiled gloves and pass it over the chin. From your left pocket, you put on the surgical gloves. Your hand grazes your phone strap, and it takes everything in you to not think of him again. You dose a cotton pad in makeup removal, it's cold. You glance more to the tree line. Your point of view is lower to the ground now, but you still convince yourself that there's nothing. You place a pad on the corner of Jane's mouth and wipe. Several times, again and again, till her skin appears beneath. An unnatural, twisted crimson blooms around her mouth. Further broken in, now unmissably diseased. Unlike when you first worked on her body. A harsh Undertaker's decay. Shit. Don't tear your eyes away from the sight. Shit. Shit. He really did it. He really did it. A version of you with a somber mind would know what to do, find out as much as possible and turn him in, or forget this ever happened. It's not the fact that you would ever forget this ever happened that scares you. This is why you chose to do so. Not because of the legal repercussions or personal safety, but rather, you just cannot do it. Love, guilt, and fear of loss seizes at your chest. All you want to do is run away from all of this. These past weeks made you delirious. You must have spent way too much time with chemicals and the dead. It's taken a toll on your mental fortitude. The fact that you pulled this stunt is, on its own, point of no return. You'll bear this. You'll either bear this alone or go back to Chow. Don't want to admit you want what you want more. I need air. You attempt to get out of the hole, but your hands fell as they shake. Owen worthily hoists you up. In the cold, watching the night, you feel him tremor. You okay? Let's pretend this never happened. The words shake in your mouth before you can think. It's barely audible, breathy, and weak. But Owen learned it loud and clear. What? He turns to face you fully. It's too late to back down now. Let's clean this up before dawn and go back. But what? His vigor turns into sheer shock. There's anger somewhere in there, showing itself in his furrowed brows. What are you supposed to do then? You said to yourself, figure this out. We'll figure it out when we find out. Yeah, but there's proof right there. That bastard most likely killed my mom. Even if it's true, how would you go about reporting it? We broke into a grave and is about to accuse someone of murder out of a guess. What are you? This is your fucking idea, Snow. Can't think straight. Heat rises in your throat. An idea you agreed to. Both equally responsible for this. I think this should end here. Forget about it and go on with their lives. No, that's not the right choice. Forget it. Forget that someone killed my mom. I never liked her. And she wasn't a good person. The shit she gets into is her fault. But for fuck's sake, we gotta do something. Like what? Just try reporting it now. Do you think they will really look into it? Not arrest us on the spot for being insane? The rashes on her skin looks like regular rashes and irritation from the makeup. It's not enough proof. Sorry. Don't fuck with me. We're gonna report this shit and take the blame together. Let me go. We're not going to forget this. I shouldn't have. Let me go. We're not telling anyone about this and go our separate ways. You're fucking crazy, you piece of shit, just like your little boyfriend. I asked you how we're gonna report this and you couldn't answer. It's an oversight on our end. Like I care, we're gonna find a way. Forget what? I have no idea what you're talking about. Ooh. Stumble to the ground, further away from the hole. One of your vision turns slightly white at the impact. It burns. Oh, his hand clasps your neck. His nail claws at your unforgiving grip. Legs thrash under his weight. Years of bitterness and loneliness slip through the crevices in Jane's dark eyes and cold, callous hands. He's heavy. You can't kick him off. Owen, you'll never understand. My life will be better without people like you. You're going to be another body in the morgue. Someone will shut your jaw with a needle injector and use plastic covers to make sure your eyelids stay in place. They'll have to pat layers and layers of makeup to cover the bruises on your neck. Then they'll tend to the corners, sutures, make sure everything's loose. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. No matter how much they see, they will never know you. How you chased a losing game and festered a poison that will now be your demise. How you laugh. How you like your dinner. How your eyes shine. What your favorite color was. The mortician will probably feel bad for you. Then they'll go home and do it all over again the next day. Something pulls under your fingernails. You're drawing blood from Owen's skin. A thunder crashes in the distant. It only takes 2 shallow breaths for droplets to fall from the sky. They're neither thin, they'll drop. You can feel it seep into your bones. You wish you didn't go out alone like this. His choking grip releases. Inhale sharply, turning to your side. He's been kicked off by something. All I can do is cough in rapid succession. It's still blurry. The world is still ringing. See the outline of Owen holding his neck in pain, huffing on a damp grass. You feel a hand on your shoulder. Snow, you alright? Of course it's him. This is why you've been indulging in unspoken inside of you. Because you'll always fall and he'll always catch you. You set up and take in his figure, crouching protectively in front of you. Owen attempts to stand, but before he can react, glint of metal swipes into your periphery, a knife, held taut in Chao's hand. Don't move. You'll make it spread faster. That's when you notice another glint, peeking from Chao's, closed palm, the needle of a syringe. Thick fucking asshole. Okay, God. I'm sorry for skipping the text before. It's just anxiety of the stressful moment. Water drips around Owen's angered skull. One of his hands presses to a spot on his neck. The other cradles the side of his stomach. He's on his knees, not daring to stand despite the defiance in his eyes. Chao glares back at him, fiery with hatred. You've never seen him like this before. You should have listened to him, Owen. If you only had chosen to forget this, I would have let you go. Not ruthless. Not ruthless, not ruthless. Is that what you said before you killed my mother, too, you fucking animal? No, I thanked her for everything. Owen opened his mouth, only for him to stare frantically at the grass, eyes fitting like someone trying to stay awake. Sweat freckles his brows. His life is slipping. Despite it, he looks up again, losing none of the hatred behind the endless dark. Why did you do it? Chao gives you a side glance. He can tell that you want to know too. She was my biggest liability, and a dying one. If I missed the timing, I wouldn't get another chance. I did respect her, but I'm not enough that I'll risk getting what I want. He turns to slowly to you, adoration in his eyes. It's only because of her death that I got to arrange our meeting, right? Slowly pain breaths. Owen doubles down with a hand clawing at his heart. She actually sick. Or was that your doing too? Oh, not me. She was sick from age and substances. I just made use of it, especially after she threatened me for refusing her more unsensible requests. I don't kill on purpose, Owen. It was something she couldn't understand. When she started sending people to kill me, I knew I had to finish her off. Despite the biting words, you see something past Chao's face. It's a look you recognize anywhere. Grief. I did respect her, but I'm a selfish man. Disbelief. That's what you would use to describe the crumbling look on Owen's face right now. The rain mixes with sweat and soil. He knows that there's no time for everything he wants to know. He wheezes another strain in his heart. What did she say about me? As if on reflex, Chao glances at your still shaking figure, concerned love and look of permission. That split second, you know in your heart that. Forgive Owen. You dragged him into this. In pursuit of answers, you brought a life down with you. Pity and grief flood your heart. You look at Owen with a pain expression, and at Chao again. Silent plea that he'll tell the truth. Should it be kind? Chao's face twists in conflict and surprise, barely visible in the moonlight night. He turns to Owen again. Chao's jaw tightens. She left you. His face shatters in shock. The man looks up. The sky reflects itself in his dark, sunken eyes. What? Chao fixes him with a tortured look and says nothing. Owen staggers up weakly. You stand as well and look at Chao in alarm, but he doesn't waver. He moves in front of you. A gesture Owen notices. Both make me sick. Blind son of a bitch, she never loved me. Or her son. She was never there. Never tried to listen unless it was about my mistakes. Suddenly I exist to her. I was a weakness in the bloodline and in her business. He hunched over, and you could tell you can't tell if it's the rain or his tears down his face. Ragged breath since a frenzied look in his eyes. A hand shoots to his chest, clawing at his shirt. Shit. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you so much. He lunges at Chow's knife hand. He twists Chow's wrist, dropping the weapon to the grass. They fall and grapple with each other. You step back in shock, scared that either of them will fall into the hole. Chow kicks the open blade, just in your reach. Despite the poison running in Owen's blood, the adrenaline is palpable between the two men. He has several good inches over Chow and an obvious advantage in muscle mass. You're too afraid to move. Nasty sound breaks as Owen manages to land a punch. Chow yells. His arm grapples the other man in a restraining grip. These are the last bursts of Owen's energy. He won't win this fight from fists alone, and he knows what damage he can do before he draws his last breath. He locks eyes with Chow, nose bleeding, crumpled. For a second, he looks almost scared. Not for his life, but for your silence. As if that, after all this, you still won't take the final jump. Or you know your fate, since you love Chow back. I'm not. I don't. It hurts. This hurts. You'll always fall and he'll be there to catch you. That's the only thing you need. A frenzy. In a frenzy, you grab the knife and lunge. You cut open countless many, but not like this. Should have never been like this. No, don't. You freeze. You freeze. In a burst of strength, Owen turns to his side, bringing Owen along with him. His fists square on the man's jaw. Both men fall backward to the ground, and he can't bear to look. For a while, there's no other sound but the light rain and Chow's heavy breathing. In the distance, you can hear a flock of birds scatter. No, I don't want to help him. Snapping out of your shock, you kneel to Chow's side, to which he sits up and quickly hugs you protectively. The first warmth you felt tonight, Chow. Are you okay? I'm okay. Are you? I hate you. I hate him. You crawl the side of his face, inspecting any injuries. He leans into your touch like a starved man, sighing softly as he does. His face is stained with rain and blood, and that's when you notice you're also ruined clothes. You need to hide this mess before dawn break. You give Chow cheek one last stroke and let go. Both of you stand shoulder to shoulder, looking at Owen's now unmoving body. I intended a cleaner act. He produces a empty syringe from his pocket, now carefully topped with his needle cap. Both of your gazes fall onto the scarred knife. I didn't want you to take the fall. I didn't want you to thank you for protecting me. He looked at me and the knife, I thought. He smiles cruelly, his voice dropping to a slight whisper. His gaze is almost loving. I'm sorry, I'm angry. Just wanted to see. You can't even spare the energy to be baffled or pretend to do so. Every part of your body will hurt tomorrow. It's still sore from the hours of digging and the tension it took to fend Owen off. Feverish chills run over you now that the adrenaline is draining off. How did you find me? There's your tracker and your phone charm. I gave you. You can't get rid of it after this if you want. No, I'll keep it. I don't want to. You mean it? Somehow, however, it doesn't faze you. In the corner of your eye, poorly disguised glee breaks on his face for a split second. Pretend not to notice. You walk over to Owen's motionless body, his face frozen in agony and hatred. Jane Avery's eyes stare hollowly back. Shaken ever so slightly, you close the man's eyelids. You stay there, crouching by your old friend's side for a while. Snow? You should clean this up with it and let me fire it in. Can't just die, can you? Apparently not. Why don't you leave an old woman in peace? And other old women need. Not send people to terrorize my life. Seriously, what, Jane? What do you want? Want to kill every loose end before I die? And meet Owen one last time. And how's that going so far? One of these dead cockroaches is standing in my room right now. Lassie and Owen. You could call him first, you know. Hasn't changed his number since university. Don't stop, Chow. Scared I'd kill that little babe of yours? Don't talk at him. Oh, me. It was your fault for being careless. Should have seen your face when you knew I found out. How'd you know he was just not a random person? Mother instinct. Don't make that scary face, boy. You're not gonna stop until you get what you want, are you? Even if I kill you. Correct. But you're not fine back now. Why? Kid, I'm sick. And I'll die sooner than do something so boorish as scream for help. You've somehow managed to corner me in this position. You're a pain. And I know your skills, Chaoshin. The decision to take my life is in your hands. But until you take it, then I will stop it. Are you even aware that you're deteriorating? No, I'm in a hospital just for fun. I can take you out of your misery. Don't pretend you're doing this for my sake. Even if I were to hit my head and stop begging to be spared, screaming for help, you still kill me, even if it meant what you want, getting what you want. I don't. Be selfish. When you want something, do everything you can to get it. Don't even pretend otherwise. That drive is what Owen always lacked. But you don't. What about your funeral later? If you kill me, you do whatever you want at my funeral. You once said that you like a glass coffin, right? And you're buried at your family graveyard. What obligation do you have to me? You can even have me cremated to get rid of the body you'd like. Don't be weak, kid. Always finish what you started. If you only were my son, I would have polished you like it. Not your son, Jane. Of course you're not. You're selfish, but still too kind. You don't have my hatred. Are you sure you do everything out of hatred, Jane? You're dying. At least be honest with me. What's the reason you can't let Owen go? Is it hate, or is it love? A few months later, that night you and Chow buried Owen above Jane's coffin. It was too much of a mess and too close to dawn to try and smuggle him into Heaven Shade's crematorium. His car was dumped in a nearby lake. An extremely sloppy job, but the fact that neither you or Chow heard anything about it since proves that it worked anyway. Yet, ever since that incident, he partially avoided embalming work, focused mostly on being a funeral director. A decision that raised questions but eventually subsided over the guise of a mental health break. It wasn't a complete lie. In reality, you just kept being reminded of what you did. The guilt subsides eventually, but never goes away. And yet, none of your feelings can tear you apart as much as the sight of Chow. Of love, fear, and attachment, but never hate. You've loved and let yourself change. Perhaps it was within you all this time. It was a question even you don't have an answer to. Sometimes you wake up at night in Chow's arm and stare at him until fall. You commit until the fall back to sleep. You commit to memory the soft slope of his nose, the way his irises looked lighter under moonlight, the rise and fall of the thin sweater over his chest, how his mouth is ever so slightly agape in slumber. You come to recognize the crooks of his body, the rhythm of his heart, and the warmth of his arms around you. He's the only one in the world who understands you. This, you've come to realize, is the moonlight night, with soiled gloves and needle rain. You'll fall again and again if it means he'll be there. Ending 3 of 4. Catch me. Damn. 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 This bastard. This bastard. Wow. Just wow. I you 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 made me speechless, devs. You made me speechless. That's something no one else has ever done. I I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's good. It's good. I don't know what to say about all of that just happened. I need to go to bed. No visual novel has done this to me. No visual novel has done this to me except for this one. That ending. God. You're not satisfied, you know? Not in a bad way. It's just like, obviously, you kill someone, hide their body and all this stuff, and just for the love of your life, it's just, it's not really a happy ever after, you know? It's just, wow. Wow. I don't know what the other endings are. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll be thinking about it tonight, or this morning. Technically, it's the morning, it's 3. Anyway, maybe we'll play more of this. Maybe we won't. But this is a very good visual novel. God, I, yeah. All right. I'll see ya. Bye.